Hi guys, well today we're going to be taking a look at probably one of the most powerful gaming notebooks you'll have ever seen. This is the MSI GT80 Titan SLI. Now this notebook first emerged back at the end of last year, and it also took the spotlight at CES just a few months ago. And as we're going to see in this video, not only does this notebook have the very best components that money can buy, it also supplies some exciting innovation. As its name implies, GT80 Titan SLI is a monolithic notebook both in its physical proportions and hardware specifications. At the very heart of this capable unit is the Intel Core i7-4980HQ, a phenomenal 32GB of DDR3, 2 of NVIDIA's GTX 980M GPUs in SLI, and 4 SSDs in Super RAID 3. So yes, this notebook is certainly shaping up to be an absolute beast. You know, we've only just scratched the surface though with those core specifications. Now, as you'd expect with this notebook, with an overkill configuration and being furnished with feature after feature, the price is going to be kind of up there, way up there, where most of us could only dream of splashing out on. So GT80 Titan SLI, using this particular configuration, is priced at £3,500. Now this spec is really for the UK only, which is why I've not given you any US or any other countries' pricing. So in those countries they've got different specifications, 16GB of DDR3 for example, 2 SSDs. So actually this UK edition here is shaping up to be one of the most powerful mobile setups that money can buy right now. So with that intro out of the way now, we're going to jump straight in and begin our video. Okay then, we're going to start with the packaging. So as well as this branded packaging here, the notebook will also come within a double reinforced box for extra protection. But as you can see here, this branded box here has obviously the gaming logo in the center, all our branding with the exact model that you're going to be getting, as well as these brands which are involved, and also some of the features. Now on the other side, it's exactly the same. So there isn't really anything to talk about here. And we'll just open this up to show you what it looks like inside. So as you can see there, we've got the notebook inside a sleeve, a fabric sleeve, just to give it a bit more protection. And then we've got these big polystyrene blocks here to keep it in place and to keep it nice and cushioned. And we've also got the various bundled items within their own compartments here. Bundled with Titan SLI are a number of items. I'm just going to run you through these right now. So to begin with, we've got the documentation. So that's the warranty, a quick start guide, the recovery function, the compliance booklet. And we've got the 2 CDs here. We've got the smaller one which has the mouse driver on it. And the bigger one, we've got the user manual, utilities, and the drivers for the notebook. And additional to this, we've got some unique features. And we've got this gel wrist rest to prevent any RSI. And then we've got this cuddly toy here, the dragon. And we've also got these handy metal keycaps which you can interchange. Obviously we've got the mechanical keyboard, so you can pop those keys off. And these are really nice, I'll just show you them. So open this metal box here. You can see there we've got these metal keycaps which are gold. These just look really nice finish on them. And we've obviously got that tool there for being able to pop those keys off. And then we've also got this gaming mouse here which is USB, and that's also got an optical sensor. So it's nice actually to have that bundled with your notebook so you don't have to go out and buy a mouse. And it's not anything especially top of the line or anything, but it is handy to have that, and it's quite lightweight. And we've also got that mouse pad there to complement that mouse. Also included with those items is this handy backpack which allows you to transport your notebook around. It's really soft and cushioned, and it has up to 4 compartments. Also included within the bundle is of course the charger. Now as you can see here, this is rather hefty both in the size and also the weight. Now you can see there we've got the 3-pin connection, which is the kettle type. This is also included, as you can see. And on the other end, which plugs directly into the notebook, we have this 4-pin circular socket. Now just for size comparison and just scale, as you can see there, we've got a standard charger. You can see the significant difference. So as well as the size, it's also a lot lighter. So this is something to bear in mind if you're going to be transporting the unit. So here we have the MSI GT80 Titan SLI. Now as you can see next to that mouse there for scale, this notebook is huge in its physical dimensions. It's also pretty bulky too because we've got a larger volume of components inside when you compare it to a standard notebook. Now the lid is brushed aluminium, so it has this really sleek finish, but be warned, it does pick up those fingerprints and the marks quite easily. In the center there we have the MSI gaming logo, which when the unit is powered up will glow white. Over on the left hand side of the notebook, you'll see here we've got this ventilation area which works in correspondence with one of those GPUs to expel any of the unwanted heat. And above that we've got a Blu-ray burner, and that obviously gives you the DVD and the CD functionality as well. Got an SD card slot reader that works with the HC and the XC cards. Then we've got a trio of USB 3 ports. We've got the optical SPDIF, and then we've got those gold-plated headphone and microphone jacks at the very end. Over on the other side, we have another 2 of those USB 3 ports, and then we've got this nice big area of ventilation, again for the GPU. This is for the second GPU to flush out any of the unwanted heat. Now, due to the thickness of this unit, we've got some ports on the back, so this gives us the option of having 2 mini display ports and HDMI. So if you're wanting to go to bigger resolutions such as 4K, to output to a bigger screen, then you can do that. And of course we've got the horsepower there of the GTX 980M in SLI, so there's plenty of power to do so. In the center there we've got the circular port, that's a 4-pin to work in conjunction with the charger. Next to that we've got the RJ45 to give you gigabit LAN connectivity. And then on the left and the right there, we've got some additional ventilation for those GPUs. Flipping the notebook over onto its reverse, there is a single plastic panel which can be detached to gain access to the internals of Titan SLI, but doing so voids the warranty, so proceed at your own risk. The only other notable things on this side are the serial numbers in case you need to get in touch with MSI, some extra ventilation for all the high-end components, and a series of rubber feet to prevent the entire unit from slipping on smooth surfaces. Now you'll notice that there is no detachable battery on this notebook. This is because, like other notebook models from MSI, the unit is fixed inside. Now the included battery with Titan SLI is 8 cell, and as we've tested, delivers up to 2.5 hours just idling. So that's without playing any games. So most users are going to be probably using that charger when they are gaming. Opening that lid out on Titan SLI, we discover an 18.4-inch LED backlit display, which offers up to 1920 by 1080 resolution with an aspect ratio of 16:9. Now this may not seem like such a high resolution when we weigh up the hardware specification, but it's a wise move by MSI from our point of view, because we've tested and we've seen 3 and 4K resolution on this type of screen before, and trying to work through everyday tasks can be a nightmare since everything is just so small on the screen. Now at the very top there of that display is a high quality webcam which can offer up to 1080p functionality at 30 frames per second. Now one of the biggest features about Titan SLI is surely the integration of the world's first mechanical keyboard on a notebook. So as you can see here, SteelSeries have been drafted in for this project, and if I just take one of these keys off for you, you can see there we've got the Cherry MX brown switch, and each key has LED backlighting, so when we've got the system powered up, it's going to emit a nice warm red glow. So it's great to be able to have this mechanical keyboard on your notebook, because this type of device was exclusive really to gaming PCs. Notebooks typically have the smaller, low-profile membrane keyboards, so you don't have to compromise on such a device now. You can take full advantage of a mechanical keyboard. And directly next to the keyboard there we have this nifty feature which combines a numpad and a touchpad. Now in its current state there we can make full use of that touchpad, but unfortunately the numpad has decided to fail on us. In the full review over on Vortez.net, you'll see there we had no such problems, no problems whatsoever with this feature. But as we've come to do the video, the numpad activation has decided to fail on us. The gist of this would be that you would double tap in the top left hand corner on that num button. This would activate the panel, all these numbers would light up, and then you could make full use of that. But in its current state we can only use the touchpad, but that obviously allows us to navigate, and then we can use the left and the right button to click. Now this kind of highlights that having such a digital feature kind of has its pitfalls. You know, if we just had a physical button there, we perhaps wouldn't have run into this problem. Now above that keyboard we have this large aluminium plate, and you can see there we've got that dragon which has been etched into the design. That looks really nice, and we've also got these three buttons here in the bottom right hand corner. The first of those is the GPU fan boost, so that allows you, when you press it, to go 100% on the fan speed. So that's going to give you a bit more performance if you're going to be gaming, reduces those temperatures down. But word of warning, it is quite noisy, and we're going to show that in a demo a little later. Next up we've got the GPU button, so that enables either your Intel or your NVIDIA graphics, and then we've got the power button. So as you can tell here from the design, MSI has actually shifted things around. So usually on your traditional notebook, your keyboard's at the top, your touchpad's sort of around this area, but MSI has kind of moved the keyboard down to the bottom, put that touchpad to the side, and then we've got this massive expanse at the top. So we can perhaps store any items there, anything which is particularly useful. I wouldn't advise putting a drink on there though, but that isn't the only use. We can actually detach this panel, just remove two screws on the underside, and then that just pops out like that. And there we've got access to the core components. So we've got here the storage and the memory modules. So if you're wanting to upgrade or change those out, you can do so. So under the hood of this monolithic notebook is the Intel Core i7-4980 HQ processor, which is quad core, and it operates at 2.8 GHz for the base clock, and then it turbo boosts to 4 GHz. Now this configuration paves the way for up to 32 GB of DDR3, and MSI has gone away. They've installed the maximum that they can for this notebook. So we have a phenomenal 32 GB of 1600 MHz DDR3. And for the graphics horsepower, as the name Titan SLI suggests, we have NVIDIA's GTX 980M in SLI. So there are two flagship graphics units within this notebook which will guarantee high frame rates in all the biggest titles. And even on the storage front, MSI hasn't scrimped. They've installed four 256 GB SSDs which are configured with MSI Super RAID 3, so boot and access times are extremely speedy. And additional to this, we have a 1TB 7200 RPM mechanical drive which can be used for the primary storage. Right guys, well our Titan SLI is loaded with plenty of decent hardware, and we're going to now test this out and really find out what the temperatures you can expect, and also the frame rates as well. So to record the temperatures, we've got GPU Z, which is going to be showing you the peak for those GPUs, and then we've also got real temp, which will be recording the CPU temperatures, giving you the maximum readings there as to what you can expect in various different benchmarks. So we're going to do 3D Mark to start with, and then we're perhaps going to have a look at a few games. And just to point out to you guys, we've got the charger connected to the notebook, so that we haven't got any energy saving features being enabled. You know, when you run games, if you don't have your charger plugged in, then this can significantly decrease your frame rates. So we've got plugged in, we've got the maximum possible frame rates running when we're going to be going with these games. So to start off then, we've got 3D Mark. We're going to do the Fire Strike. We're going to go for the Extreme because that is the multi-GPU. So we'll hit that. Okay, so that's our Firestrike score. If I just minimise that, you can see the temperatures there. So for the maximum GPU, we've only got 57, which is pretty good really when you think about it. That extreme test is quite labour intensive. We've also got the CPU temperatures there, they are slightly higher. We've got 83, 85, 84 and then 81 as the maximum reading. Now for the gaming benchmarks, I did want to show you Assassin's Creed Unity and Far Cry 4, but since these games have no inbuilt benchmarking tool, we're kind of restricted a bit. So we're gone with Tomb Raider and Thief, as we can capture the frame rate there, no problem at all. So first up, we're going to go for Tomb Raider. Just in the options there, you can see that we're running 1080p and we're going to go for ultra settings. Okay, there we have the results. As you can see, they are very impressive. This is the sort of thing that you can expect from the flagship GPU in SLI. 200 frames per second as an average, and that's at ultra settings. If I just come out of here and just want to show you the temperatures. So there you go, we've got 62 on the GPUs, and then for the CPU it's 81, 80, 81, 82. So nothing to worry about there. Okay, and for our last little look at the gaming performance, we're going to take a look at Thief. And if I just go into the options there, we've got 1080p, and we're going to be running this at very high. Okay, so there are the results. As you can see, almost 100 frames per second there on the average, which is again very impressive for such a gaming title. Now if you're wanting to know what the performance would be like in some of the most recent titles such as Assassin's Creed Unity, Far Cry 4, Battlefield 4, then please head over to the review link, as we've actually already benchmarked those, and that gives you a bit of a better idea as to what to expect from the very latest titles. Now with Titan SLI, we've got the ability to put the GPU fans on 100% for maximum performance. So I'm just going to hit that button and kind of give you a bit of an idea as to what to expect when those fans are spinning at 100%. So that will give you the best performance that you can hope to expect in terms of reducing your temperatures down, but obviously you've got a bit of a compromise there on the noise levels, likely to be needed to pop on that headset. So where do we start with Titan SLI? Well, you know, regardless of whether we're looking at it from the included items within the packaging bundle, the blazing fast components inside, or the inventive features, Titan SLI excels in whatever arena that you put it into. Now this notebook clearly isn't going to be for everyone, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but from a performance viewpoint, Sure, this is a dream setup, there's no denying that. But perhaps, you know, the size, the weight, the battery life, or even the price tag are areas which not everyone is going to be comfortable with. This notebook is likely really to appeal to gamers who are on the move and who refuse to compromise on anything. They want the very best. And if you guys are looking for the full benchmark suite, head over to the link in the description for a bit more of a comprehensive look at this particular notebook. Now, Titan SLI has been a really interesting product to have in. It's been quite exciting to take a look at, but I'm interested to see what you guys think of it. If you had the cash, would you splash out on such an expensive or a premium item? So thanks very much anyway, guys, for taking a look at this video today. I do appreciate you taking your time out to watch it. Take care of yourself, and I will see you guys in the next video.